All right, guys, we're back. Kenos here with Burn the Heretic. Casters are ready. Players are close to ready. What sort of changes do you think are going to happen in this game to Heretic?
I would, I mean, I feel like both teams played pretty well, but it might be better for Relexus to be on a slightly better scaling pick than Kled. Because I feel like a lot of the reasons why Pointy got ahead early was he was just trying to force those plays on him. So maybe pick something that he can just play a little safer on and not have to force those plays. Obviously, Gangplank would probably be the best pick for him here, but
That's probably
he's
not
not getting
happening.
that. That's probably first ban here, but
Do you think maybe like getting like going back to some of his more classic picks like Camille might be a good idea?
Camille is very strong in this meta right now. It would do decently well. I don't know about her exact matchup with Gnar, but
Well, maybe
I feel
they
like she
should ban
should
the
do
Gnar
well.
then.
That would be a good ban. That Gnar was insane in team fights.
No. Be very interesting to see what the priorities are, as always, with bans.
I feel like you're gonna be a Rek'Sai ban in this top three. Yeah, you just don't give Calhop Rek'Sai
And,
his favorite champ for a reason.
once again, reminder to everyone that the teams have switched sides now.
I'd love to see a Gnar or a Caitlyn ban here.
Yeah, I mean, the Caitlyn was obviously very good in game one, but you know, it's Caitlyn. I feel like they could get an advantage from us. Ooh, the Rammus ban. Okay,
That's a good ban. Those ults were crazy.
yeah, I'm into that.
They could blind pick the Caitlyn here. They could blind pick a tank jungler. They could pick a priority ADC if there's an ADC they want. I think Caitlyn's probably just still the best ADC to pick here.
Well, we'll see what.
Or, just run it back. Okay. They did leave Morgana up. That's what they took out to break up the Rammus ban. Morgana's is a triple flex. Really easily. They can go to ADC mid or support here. They can technically go to jungle, but I don't think Calhop will bring it jungle. So I'd like to see an enchanter support to cover that flex, maybe. Like a Karma, a Lulu, Yumi.
Well, we'll see
And
what.
J-Dog says, screw it, we're going with Nocturne. He wants to put on his carry pants.
Might as well. I mean, someone's gonna make Nocturne work again eventually.
Like Kaisa Nocturne. J-Dog and I have been playing this a lot together. It's really fun.
Team Dash. Oh,
Aw, I mean, still.
got you excited and then ripped your heart out.
I wish it was the Kaisa Nocturne. Kaisa Nocturne's really fun. I mean, maybe J-Dog was hovering that to make fun of me. Well, I think we just go Kate Morgana here, and you just kill Ezreal 10 times in lane. I don't know. I feel like that's the counter pick here. Jinx. I like Jinx, though. Actually.
Kind of giving up a bit of that range advantage, though. Unless you're going to rocket launch your 24/7.
This is probably a Thresh pick, then. Although I don't know if they want to show Flex already.
Yeah, I'd say you keep your options open unless you're afraid that Cowbell's going to go Thresh again.
There's Blitzcrank. Okay. The same idea as Thresh. Maybe Dorport's just more comfortable with Blitzcrank. Okay. So you know it's Blitzcrank bot, so you pick a mage. I am not sure what mages Gunstomp plays. Unless again he wants to just do the hook versus hook matchup. Ooh.
So where's that Akali going?
Man, I don't know actually. I haven't seen either of them play Akali. I would like to see Relexus play it. Just because it's really funny. It's really fun to watch top lane.
It seems like that would be the sort of thing Relexus would do, is Akali.
It's a secret AP pick.
But then on the other hand, you know, Eternal doing, you know, that Silas. Obviously, they aren't 1-to-1, but still sort of.
Well, Eternal was actually the misfortune last game, so
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
not.
They juggled that around a little
I'm
bit.
not sure if they were out of position right now or Eternal is going mid, which in case I'm not really sure his champ pool. But I'm excited to see the Akali regardless of where it goes.
It would be cool if they did sort of shuffle positions around a little bit. Gym Class Speeder is a little more loose with the rules.
Yeah.
So we have a jungle and top ban for Cowbell, and 2 support bans for Bruce City.
I'd like to see a mage here. Support.
Well, if
Galio.
That Galio
I
gets
think Galio's mid.
Yeah, that'd be mid then, I would assume. Alright, so Relexus top. With the Kali.
I mean, Galio is still a support flex, but I think you pick a mage support unless Goodstomp just really wants that Galio.
See what happens.
Now you're playing for team fight with this team because you have Morgana mid, Jinx splits bot. So what do you pick top lane with that? Let's see. So Rise top. Okay, Darkborg's hovering his Rumble. I'm excited to see. So if that really is Rise top, which I'm pretty sure it's Rise top, it's a really. I think that's a good matchup with Akali. I think Akali wins it, but if Pointy can just go for it.
Rise top, very interesting. Rise is one of those mid laners I was never been that impressed by.
I've just never been interested in his playstyle, but I have a lot of friends who really like Rise, including Relexus is a very avid Rise top player. So the Galio support Kled top again. So Kled versus Rise, which is actually a better matchup for the Kled, I'm pretty sure. Again, Kled wants to play in your face.
Well, but I mean, Rise can keep him off with his snare, right?
That's true. So, I think it's skill matchup favoring Kled. Because Kled still does have that dash, so you can get. So in like the early levels, so say level 1 to 2, you could probably kill him.
I'm not a huge fan of support Galio, honestly.
I guess it's good because the taunt for the Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really like the pick here.
Like, I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to get optimal use out of his ultimate for starters.
Well, I mean, Galio Nocturne is like a good combo. I'd prefer Galio to be mid, but I do like the combo.
And I mean, I always feel like for Galio, you know, you get that nice sort of presence in that mid lane, which I don't know if he has as much.
Yeah, because when you're mid, you have the option you're gonna go top or bot, right? And your bot, you're gonna either go mid or you're gonna roam, and they're gonna know you're coming. Like there's just it feels like there's more predictable from support role.
Alright, so tell me about these matchups. We were a little undercut by the flexibility of the Akali, but now we know what we're looking at.
Okay, so the one I know the least about is the Kled Rise. I think Kled is favored, but I'm not entirely sure because I don't play top lane that much. Nunu, Nocturne are 2 opposing jungle styles, really. Nocturne wants to farm up. Nunu wants to spam gank. And we've seen Cal hop on the Rammus. His ganks are pretty strong. And he's just gonna go for it. But the Morgana Akali lane is, I think it's gonna be fairly boring. Morgana in mid lane wants to just sit there and farm, and she has the tools to not really get messed with by this Akali. Like it's gonna take a lot of overextension for Eternal to kill Dregosaurus ever, and that's very, very dangerous when you have a Nunu that can be around the corner at any time. So just mentally, Eternal should be discouraged from going on Morgana. And if he gets on top of Morgana, she has her Q, her E is still a magic shield. Like, there's just a lot of tools for that Morgana to get out. And then bot lane, Jinx Jinx outpushes Ezreal, and Blitzcrank ever hits a hook on Ezreal, he should just die. Otherwise, I think Galio, if he gets the E into a taunt on Jinx, there's a chance they kill her. The issue, though, is that Jinx has a very high base HP pool, so it is harder to kill her in lane. So Ezreal might not be able to out-damage her at that point enough. Like, if he hits every Q, maybe they can get a kill. But it's a lot harder for the Ezreal Galio to play than the Jinx Blitzcrank.
All right, and you managed to predict the first game. So second game here, which team do you like?
I'm gonna go for the repeat. It's gonna be a 2-game series, I think.
All right. So Cowbell won game 1, saying Brew City's going to win game 2, which does not go to a game 3 because confusing. But
The old 1-1 2-game series, yeah.
exactly. But yeah, I've noticed chat's been quiet since the end of game 1. You guys wanna? And
Wait,
once
what are your
again,
predictions, chat?
we promise the we'll find some way to make the bot not be mad about caps lock. Checking out the skins. No Akali skin. Boo. Do kind of like how the Kled and the Galio match, though.
They've got that demon look to them.
Yeah. Demon look, kind of like the hard edges.
The Jinx and Blitz also match decently
Mm-hmm.
their color scheme.
Well-
I'm gonna give it to I guess I'm gonna say blue side. I forgot which team is which. I'm gonna give it to the blue side.
Yeah, I think that the fact that there is 5 skins, I think, gives it over to Brew City.
I also really like Blackthorn Morgana in Project Jinx, so those sway it heavily for me.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
No, we want somebody on fire.
Alright, so we are rocking and rolling here. I am speeding up the in-game thing, so it's actually at max here. And we do have an invade for the first time in a million years. Maybe the second time in a million years. So, how long are they going to stay is the question. Are they just going to camp on this red buff, or did they just want to make their presence known and walk out? Looks like they just wanted to make their presence known and walk out.
It's an intimidation play.
They didn't even really drop a ward. Looks like Pointy might sort of be doing that now. Oh, or did we leave? Now we're back. Oh man, you don't want to look away from your screen there, J-Dog. Rough. That was some painful stuff right there, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Apologize to any children watching at home. That amount of embarrassing graphic violence should not happen.
Young has not have had a good early game either of these games. Other team is just very, very like dead set on making J-Dog not enjoy these GCFs.
Or J-Dog made that own choice by knowing that the team was being aggressive and not paying attention.
It's a little bit both, you know.
Yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on this top lane, like we said before. Very interesting to see if Pointy or Alexis will come out on top. Who wins this matchup that I doubt many of us have seen. We do Alexis have that level 2 early aggression here, but Pointy's already mostly under turret, so... not much there. Do have Eternal getting some chip damaged of his own. Gregosaurus getting that poke in. Once again, Relexis comes in. Oh, Got J-Dog coming up for an early gank. That's something you always see on a Nocturne here. They do try to cut him off. He does flash. Oh, the shotgun blast is not quite enough. Pointy gets away. Will we be able to see some more early ganks? Or is J-Dog going to need to try to catch up from his bit of deficit here? What do you think, Heretic?
I think farm is very important on Nocturne. I think you can get those early ganks, but it's still really important you hit your spikes. Like, you need 6, you need at least to Iron Spike and Hearthbound. I think that's the build right now to Stride Breaker, but
Looks as
definitely
though,
need that farm in this game.
Looks as though CalHop was hanging out in J-Dog's jungle again, possibly stole blue buff. The directed camera doesn't want to let us see that. I'm going to seize control of the camera for 1 second here to see. CalHop does have blue buff as well. So, did he take it though? Let's check the duration. Nah. Looked like he had. But directed camera will only show you what it wants to show you. It's okay though, because it moves smoothly. Bot lane is actually a lot more even in terms of CS early on here. Last game, we saw that Caitlyn advantage really drive that point home and lead to some nice positional things there. We do have that Nunu gank that could come from anywhere that you mentioned, but Relexus has done a big rotation as well. I don't think that he's got the damage output to really put that out, but yep.
Well, for at least bot lane and everything, the thing about Jinx is she's a lot different than Caitlyn and the way she hits her spikes. Jinx is perfectly fine just sitting in lane and playing Farmville with you the whole thing. It's very good for her.
She just wants to set up a Stardew Valley farm with you and grow some turnips.
Yeah, she's fine with that. It's like that old meme. It's like, oh, I've just been farming with Nasus for 40 minutes. Like, Jinx is a 3-item AC. She's fine with not interacting with you until she has 300 CS.
Well, we'll see if they let her do that. We did see very active junglers in Game 1. I could see us seeing the same thing here in this game. At least once J-Dog hits that level 6, which we all know Nocturne likes to do. But I mean, we've seen CalHop at least once. We're going to see him again here as they try to lock down on Relexus. Or at least we're going to see his snowball. Goo ball. Once again does a lock here on Pointy. Oh, big damage output there, but the getting knocked off his critter almost stole that kill from him. Who knew a falling animation could be so devastating? Relexus getting a little close. He is 6. He's almost back to some form of health. Yep, and now he's back up there thanks to the progress bar on top of the screen.
This is a relatively bloodless game, actually, compared to last game.
Mm-hmm.
For now, at least. Once these ults come out, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we were only at like 2 or 3 kills a piece at this point last game either, but then it really started ramping up once Pointy got those other kills under his belt. Relexus keeps getting very close under turret here. I'm a little concerned for him once Pointy manages to put out a little more damage.
Yeah, you don't want to be locked down under turret with her eyes. It's gonna keep you there.
Good taunt there on Dork. Chaos maybe a little far forward, now getting chased by the Jinx. Jinx, of course, gets her scary on once she picks up a kill or an objective kill. So, gotta look out for that. In some ways, it kind of makes you not want your support to sacrifice themselves, because then suddenly she's got this massive attack speed boost and you have an edible face.
Yeah, that insane ramp up with attack speed too.
Mm-hmm. Relexus jumps in again. This is an interesting risk here. Pointy, but you know, once again, Rise does not have great early game damage output.
No.
So Relexus is able to take these sorts of risks. I just think that at some point, if the game stays in this passive state for long enough, Pointy is going to get an item under his belt, and he's going to turn around on Relexus doing those 2/3 health insane like that, but reversed. Alright, Eternal also getting in the thick of it there with Dregosaurus. Dregosaurus utilizing his Winions, utilizing that damage output that Morgana can put out, utilizing turret shots as well, and healing potions and does not die. So, bit of a tale of two fights and lanes there. Both mid and top, one team won each lane. Both the turret was a contributing factor, both overconfidence was a contributing factor. So, teams are relatively equal once again. Gold lead, though, is 1,000-ish for this Brew City team. I would imagine most of that is in mid lane. Yeah, 1,400 advantage in mid lane.
If you look at this bot lane, we have a quiet lead coming in for the CS.
Oh yeah.
That's what Jinx wants to do. She's gonna just a war of attrition there. She keeps getting more CS. If she gets a little lead on you, she's gonna hit that spike a little bit sooner, and suddenly you can't team fight because she's belting all 5 of you at the same time.
Oh, Goonstomp dashes into a wall. And Relexus once again going in. Pointy still doesn't really have that damage output. Relexus chasing again, does put down a nice ward to keep that vision going. Good snare there. Doesn't quite manage to finish it off just yet though. Both of them, both in the top lane, just keep looking like they think they have more damage than they actually do. Which is kind of funny to watch, though Relexus does have that 2-0. So we'll see what happens here. Here comes the good pull in there on that Galio. Big collapse. Nocturne coming in, collapsing in on the Jinx, who just flashes, doesn't even care, takes him out with the rocket. Now they're going to turn. We're not going to watch that, though. We're watching what's going on in top lane for some reason. Collapsing in on Pointy. Pointy does not have the snare up just yet to try to get away from this. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it either. Oh, nope. That shotgun blast wraps it up. J-Dog versus Cal now here. Both got the speed boost, which is hilarious. But unfortunately for Cal, Eternal is here. Alpha comes in to help, and they're going to back off. Oh, that was interesting. Big Galio ult there hits 4 members of the team. Gonna get a big taunt as well. Now the turnaround. They picked up 2 so far. Can they get more? It doesn't look like they will be able to. Good flash though from Eternal jumping in onto Alpha. Alpha does not have flash available. Does have some slows. Gregosaurus manages to pick up Akali though, and the blast cone gets Jinx away. Action all over in this sudden little sprint there. Alpha going a little too far forward. Unfortunately, Chaos not able to land those skill shots that could have secured the kill. Ezreal does not have ult available just yet. Probably won't be able to stop this Jinx from going back. Alpha should be able to get out in time. And does. Alright. So, gold is almost equal now. Who do you think is in the lead more momentum-wise here, Heretic?
I mean, that Kled is pretty scary. But, I mean, the thing is, these little skirmishes, they can actually just not matter at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
Because the absolute scaling on the side of Calhop's team can be too much, actually.
I'd like to say that the MVP so far has been Blast Cone. Because we've seen CalHop and Alpha get away thanks to the blast cones that could have helped push Cowbell into the lead that they want. Oh, that pull on J-Dog is brutal though. 2-0 on the Jinx right now, furthers the gold lead. Only 600 difference right now. Relexis once again being incredibly aggressive here. Does have 2 levels up on Pointy, which is rather unfortunate for Pointy, who is 0-3 right now. Oh. Pull misses. Does get some chip damage off onto Kha'Zix though. Nice little dash taunt forward there. Alpha is already at half health. Ezreal ult is not available, so Alpha should be able to get away here. Relexis comes rushing in, jumping onto Pointy, is going to rush under turret. That's not a good idea. Speaking of under turret, Gregosaurus takes a shot to deal more damage to Eternal. Eternal should definitely go back. And does. Ooh. Combination of abilities there, but here comes the Nunu. The taunt interrupts anything CalHop was trying to do, but does do a nice flash forward into that channel. Big damage from the rocket. There goes the Ezreal. This Galio's not going to last long either, but the double kill goes on the Nunu. Not sure that's where you want the gold to go.
I mean, it's always better to have it on the carries, but Nunu can still do a lot of damage to the squishies throughout the game.
You're right, the Blitzcrank could have gotten it. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
Oh, Relexis coming in with a big teleport here. Can he get 2? Looks like he's thinking about it. Ezreal ult just barely misses, but that forces Dorkpork inward. So Relexis picks that up, and now it's him versus Gregosaurus. I don't know if a Morgana can really deal with Relexis here, but Relexis does get knocked off. He's gonna come in here anyway. Here come... Yeah, I'm not sure where that teleport was. I mean, I appreciate that people like mid Morgana, but I can't picture a mid Morgana at 15 minutes, no matter how fed going up against a 6-0 Kled.
Yeah, it's never gonna work. It's never been a 1v1 champ.
Ooh,
That's Kled's almost whole identity.
Big turret hits there onto that Ezreal. Kha'Zix might be in a little bit of trouble here. Mega Death Rocket is actually almost off cooldown. A perfect shot here from Alpha if he predicts it correctly. There it goes, and it airballs on Ezreal. But we didn't see that because we're up in the top lane. Thanks, camera. Pointy does do a great job with that ultimate, though. Very well done. But, of course, Kled has an ultimate, too.
Godlike.
That's one of the things... I don't like Ryze at all, but that's one of the things I love about Ryze players is all the different ways they find to use that teleport ultimate.
And then every way a Kled will R just to run you down.
Right.
The thing is, I didn't mention this before the game, I think, but Relexis might also just have the mental edge of playing both the champs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows what Ryze can do throughout the game, and it's leading to this.
Yeah, Relexis playing Ryze is definitely a good factor in his favor. Seems to me we did answer the question about who wins the top matchup, though, Kled or Ryze.
Yeah, I think Kled might. No, Kled might win sometimes, actually. No,
Especially when you're 7-0.
that is a contributing factor to most wins.
Alright, 50 seconds on the next dragon. 2 dragons so far for Cowbell. This is... The scoreboard in terms of the gold and the turrets is equal, but this definitely feels like it's Cowbell's game right now. Like, they've got the presence. J-Dog's barely been in fights. So get that jungle going. Get the Galio ult comboing. But on the other hand, if Brew City is able to shut out Relexis, oh, they actually just jump right in on the Blitz. Blow several ults to get to him, actually. The knockup knocks the Galio out of the taunt. Eternal is going real deep here and is not able to get anything for it. That's 2 kills for nothing right now. Relexis is trying to solo the entire team. This is what happens when your gold is all focused on one character. And are they going to get any kills? So they do manage to get 2. Chaosix has reminded us that there is an ADC in this game. Dorkpork does manage to get a good pull there. We'll take him out as well. J-Dog and Chaosix against 2 very low health members of Bruce City. Calhop is low. 1 or 2 more shots. Triple kill now on this Ezreal. Ezreal is going to be online after this fight, no question. So we'll have to see where they go from here. The big problem, of course, being that they're kind of opening themselves up to maybe... Oh, no, the Death Rocket is on cooldown. So they won't get hit by that Jinx Rocket. Pointy, though, is collapsing in as well. J-Dog gets taken out. Stopwatch is OP. Great flash there to avoid the Ezreal ult, but Ezreal gets hit with a shutdown, and now suddenly Alpha has a chance to get all of the gold and the glory as well. Let's take a quick peek here at the gold numbers. Only a 500 gold advantage. All that shutdown, of course. They would have been equal otherwise. The top lane is still where the big story is, but look at that massive gold advantage in the top lane. Compare it to the massive gold advantage in the mid lane. The mid lane, actually, with Gregosaurus. 2,900 gold up. Goonstomp in a little bit of trouble here as well. Does get put in prison, does get hit by a snowball. Eternal can't really decide if he wants to go in or not. Does manage to get Goonstomp enough space to get away. So, Heretic, if you're Bruce City right now, I'm guessing you're still putting all your chips on this Jinx?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the Rise is going... They might be behind. I mean, they're about even. But even if this Kled is this big, we are going to get to a point where the Jinx can melt him. Like,
meanwhile,
as
Relexis
long...
just keeps diving. Finish your thought.
Yeah. I mean, this is what's gonna happen. Oh, big Galio.
Big Galio.
Yeah, they're gonna kill him.
Top. Relexis gets his friend back. They're gonna take out Pork. They gotta get away from that turret. Meanwhile, J-Dog takes out the Rise top. Meanwhile, Akali gets picked off in the jungle. A lot of meanwhiles going on in this game.
I mean, there's still a chance this Kled is way too big. Like, the Jinx might not be able to play the game. But if you're Bruce City, I think you just have to go for the more Jinx carry. Rise can maybe get to a point where he can one-shot, but we'll have to see if he can get to that point at this stage in the game. We're still about 10 minutes out from their power spikes, both Jinx and Rise, though. So.
Yeah, and 2, 6, and 4 is a rough stat line for any character to climb back in a helpful manner. So we will see if Pointy is able to do that with this Rise. J-Dog helping push forward here. Whole team actually pushing forward a little bit. Meanwhile, Eternal, Game 1 and Game 2, this team combination has not had a great job hanging into that mid lane. Rough for the Sylas, rough for the Akali.
I would suggest picking a control mage next game. I don't think you can play hyper aggressive into Greg. He's too good at controlling his losses in lane anyways. Like, even if let's say you pick and engage and you can solo kill him level 1, like he's too good at controlling the loss anyways. He's not going to end up
Big
in a
Relexis
state.
jump in here. Are we going to get a taunt? We do manage to get one taunt on the Nunu. All the tanky characters are trying to get away, but that does mean they lose Goonstomp as well. Camera is going crazy here. So far, no one has died for Bruce City, and double kill for Alpha. Can they get more? Maybe not.
I mean, you get out right now.
Yeah, I think, yeah, they just get over the wall, because it just has real things.
Yeah, you can't let that Jinx just free auto in the back. Your comp is made to not let that happen. Can't let it happen.
Not to mention, you know, damaging the air quote tanks of this team more than anything else. Alexis comes back in. This is a big play for him. We'll see if he gets anything done with it.
This is not the play.
On the other side as well, but unfortunately that just means more gold for the carries. 7-1 on this Morgana. Double kill on Relexes, but 11 and 2 on one character versus 7 and 1 and 5 and 3. I don't know. Big Galio ult though. We'll see if that helps. J-Dog is taken to half health already. Alpha
Big
is trying to look
flash.
for a side angle there. Good flash. Good job surviving those ultimates, but the one last auto there. J-Dog does get taken out though by the damage over time. 2 for 1.
I mean, this Morgana and this Jinx are huge at this point in the game. Ezreal is probably the best answer to Jinx at this point because he can poke her down from range, and with the Manamune Essence Reaver build, his Q does a lot of damage. Like, he can actually half-shot Jinx with a Q.
Oh, but that was a big Nunu snowball there. Chaosix
Yeah.
goes one direction. Eternal goes another. Eternal gets taken out. Can Chaosix get away? I
Alpha
don't
should
know.
be able to kill here.
Good
Okay.
little dodge there. One more Essence shift, he should be fine, right?
Yeah, he's out.
Once
But you see
again.
that Jinx damage at this point in the game?
Yeah, it's good, but it's not terrifying just yet.
Well, she's got the Last Whisper this fight. That she's going to shred Relexis and Moonstomp. I don't know how I feel about the Last Whisper though, because Infinity Edge is such a good buy on Jinx, but I can understand why you'd want it.
Relax is trying to go in on Gregosaurus there, but not quite able to do it. Looks like there's a big collapse coming his way. I don't know if he sees this or just senses it. There really weren't any wards there, but he is not collapsed on. Oh, good shield.
Nice spell
there.
shield.
Ezreal ult just
Ezreal clearing a non-existent wave with his ult.
That's an ult that was aimed from the fountain.
Missed the wave by like a pixel.
Oh, good.
You saw that damage on Pointy.
Oh, yeah.
Big engage.
Big engage. Will they get anything done here? J-Dog does come in, jumps in onto the Jinx, but just disappears right away here. Can they get more done? I'm not sure. That's going to be a dead Eternal as well, but does manage to pick up a double kill.
Alpha needs to run away with that passive. Clyde can still run you down.
Clyde can run you down. There is almost the ult. Galio's actually walking away.
Nice slow. Oh, nice Q.
Yeah, very good reaction
should
there. And
Be
that's,
the end of that.
yeah, that's got to be the end of that. Now actually they're trying to get a turnaround. Death Rocket is not available. Relexis, what are you doing? He knows he's got the Galio, but you just walk out of that and you're fine.
Just wait. He doesn't have Scarl up anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing here.
Feels like a frustration play, to be honest.
I'd like you all to take a second and picture a world where Chaosix hadn't used his ultimate before that fight started, and he could have maybe picked off Alpha when Alpha ran away with no health.
Yeah. Although with that pass on Jinx, might be able to sidestep it if he sees it early enough.
Oh, sure. Anything's possible, but you know, that was just one of the another tool that Cowbell didn't really have under their belt there. And we're getting back into having a team with a lead here. 3,000 gold differential going over to Brew City. It was
Alpha's-
nice to see Eternal actually getting stuff done though.
Yeah. Alpha's likely gonna finish his Lord Doms here. Yeah, there he goes. He's huge. He's going to shred everyone on the enemy team, especially his. Okay, Pointy.
Once again, very cute Rise play there.
Wait, why did he use his Everfrost?
Misclick,
Hey.
really.
Yeah.
I think if Eternal can
Overseas.
manage to hold on. The gank of all time, here we go. Eternal is just actually getting ignored, which is kind of embarrassing, but then it gets taken out by just the AoE damage. And J-Dog
Okay,
is
right on the
rushing
Jinx.
in. They are on the Jinx. They do get the Jinx, and the shutdown goes over to Relexis again. The
Big
Ezreal
Nuno
ult does
ult.
hit as well, but this massive Nuno ult doesn't actually do as much damage as you might think it would. J-Dog might get picked off here, and does. Good taunt there on Gregosaurus, though, and now Chaosix is here as well. The shutdown goes on the Ezreal. That is huge. Calhop may die as well, and that's going to be a ace. Very nice.
I think going on, Brew City needs to be smart about their team fights. Their build to fight front to back. But I think they're getting into the syndrome of we're ahead, let's jump into them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some overconfidence coming into Brew City here.
Rest in peace, pointing.
Sort of what happened to the former Brew City. And there's also a lack of wards as well. Like, there's only 2 blue wards on the map right now, and neither of them are really helping. If they had had maybe, you know, a blue ward on their blue buff, they might have seen that counter gank coming. But such as it is, I mean, the interesting thing about this right now, obviously 17-3 on Relexus, but I think that if all the farm was equal on both sides, I feel like Cowbell would have a better chance at winning if, like, the Akali and Ryze were actually in the game, because Akali could actually blow up the Jinx in a very scary way. We do see J-Dog trying to play that same role, but we're also seeing the failure of those sorts of champions. We can talk about in a second
Alpha
here.
needs to
Yeah,
kite this.
Alpha needs to focus a little more on kiting here. Good Galio ult there. Eternal does manage to pick up a couple of kills here, and once again, Cowbell is just cleaning house. Somewhere along the way, Eternal found a power spike, and now they're in trouble.
He found the I'm playing Akali, you're playing ADC power spike in this
Right.
fight.
I'm playing Akali, and you guys have less than 2,000 health.
Yeah, let me just.
Just straight up murder you. And I mean, that's kind of what I was starting to say before everything took off. J-Dog, of course, as I was saying, suffering from the diving in champion syndrome, where you're 3, 7, and 12, but you're getting those 12 assists because everyone panics when you jump on them, and then the rest of your team comes in and does things.
Also, the thing we didn't talk about at the beginning of the game is ease of execution, and Cowbell is a lot easier of a comp to execute. In the sense that it's a lot easier to set up a fight where everyone dives the back line compared to trying to set up a front to back fight.
Once again, lack of vision.
Nice flash taunt.
Yep. Lack of vision once again hurts this team here. The jump in comes in. This is going to be a massive slaughter fest again.
Should be game.
Yeah, this should be game. I can't imagine it's not. Unless they decide to be, like, super safe, which they don't really have a reason to. They've got 40-second death timers, 30-second death timers. They don't have a minion wave, though. They will in a second. Relexus diving in a little bit there. Oh, good pull in there onto the Ezreal, but of course Ezreal has multiple ways to escape.
I just also love how Relexus started the dive without the wave, even though it was a second behind him. Just that Kled mentality. We actually got a finish here.
Yeah, we get a finish. Nope.
Oh, dude, just
You had to say
so
it.
close.
You
so
had to say
close.
it.
Yeah, we're never gonna get one again.
And theoretically, this 2-0 will lead to a third game.
That's
Because
hopefully the plan.
red side wins. And we do get a score screen again. Thank you, Riot. Alright, so obviously the damage output is going to be Kled on a chart by himself. Well, not quite as imbalanced as I thought it would be. Only 8,000 ahead of Morgana. And we will see how the vision score looks. And once again, Goonstomp is just putting everyone to shame with that vision score. And we did sort of see that. Gonna look at the graphs one more time here real quick. Wards placed. Not horrible coming out of Brew City, but they didn't seem to have wards in the places they needed them. In that late game stage where they were just getting counter ganked to hell. Alright, so like we said, there should be a third game. If there isn't, then I apologize for the false advertising. But if there is, we should be back in a minute or two, so don't go anywhere.